Hey everybody, Purple for the Ages coming at you from my secret location again. How you doing tonight? I wanted to talk more about what's going on in my life and what's happening with my mom. When last we left our intrepid adventures, it was springtime, early summer. I was getting the cordwood, I was getting everything done and ready. We had a lot of things that had happened. The first thing was, let's see. The first thing was she spent a couple of weeks out with a family member and came back to me, and she was jaundiced and she was very sick, and but she didn't say she was sick. She didn't say she was sick at all. But she was moaning in pain. Moaning in pain. Really moaning in pain. So apparently she had gotten a gallstone stuck in her bile duct tube. Now, I don't know if you remember, but my mom has had her bile duct out, and she had her gallstone duct gallbladder out and her gall duct out. So the new gallstone was in the tube that I guess one of the ducts around that. So I guess you can still get gallstones, and yep, she did. So yeah, so she went in and it was quite stuck. And I at the time I was like, well, how do I handle this? Because she was not good, and she was running a fever and off and on, and I got really concerned. So the nurse said, because I called her nurse, and they said, oh, take her to a Ready Med, oh, a Ready Med. And so I was on the way to Ready Med, and she kept moaning in the car, and I'm like, that's strange. So I took a left, went to the emergency room, and it's a good thing I did because they did all the labs and they found out she had a gallstone stuck in her bile duct. So they rushed her to another hospital and went down with a tube and put a stent in and grabbed the gallstone out and flushed her out and everything. And she had a blood infection, and it was not a good blood infection. So it took them quite a while to identify what kind of infection it was, and then but when they did, they were able to put her on the correct antibiotic. So anyway, so I think I told you that before, but just in case you want to come up to speed. And then what else happened? And everything was going along, and I was going to work, and I was taking care of mom and going to work, taking all. And then the second thing she got was COVID. Yay! No, no, you don't want COVID. You know why I know you don't want COVID? I know you don't want COVID because after she got COVID, I got COVID. But let me tell you the story. Oh. Okay, so the aide came in, and I guess the aide comes in Monday through Friday, and so Monday, I guess she didn't feel well, and this is what she said on Thursday night when she told me she got COVID. She said, Monday I didn't feel well, so I took a COVID test, a fast test, and that was negative. Okay, so she worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then Thursday she was feeling really, really, really bad. Can you tell I just was not having it after I heard this. After she got home, after seeing my mom on Thursday, she tested herself again and she was positive. She was positive. I don't want to be here. So basically, I'm sitting there. I'd already put my mom to bed. I got her bed ready. I had everything, basically done her routine with her. One of the things she was doing was when you get her up or when you sit her down, when you try to transfer her, she'll cough, and a lot of times she'll cough in your face. Doesn't matter if it's on purpose or by accident. And I think it's a lot of times it's just the sudden shift she coughs. And so I know she'd been coughing in my face when I was just shifting her from wheelchair to recliner or wheelchair to bed or whatnot. And yeah, so I just knew if she got it, I got it. So sure enough, Friday morning, she was coughing, she was feeling horrible, and she tested positive for COVID. I was like, "Come here, let me swab. Let me give you a swab." Yeah, she didn't like that, but that's okay. She tested positive for COVID, so I did the right thing. I got her up. I changed all of her bed sheets. I washed all of her clothes. I made her comfortable. I made sure she had ginger ale and um, all the comfort foods when you have the flu, you have all the comfort foods. So I made sure she had all that, and I said, "Oh no, I hope I don't." So sure enough, Sunday night comes around, and I start to feel bad. And then I tested myself on Monday morning with the fast test, and I got COVID too. So here I was, I got COVID, she got COVID. Oh, excuse me. Um, I got COVID, she got COVID. Great, wonderful, not wonderful. Because my mom has trouble breathing. She's on oxygen full time. She's on constant level oxygen. She has an oxygen concentrator. She's on level 3, by the way, which is the level of oxygen she needs to breathe and get around and whatnot. Okay, so fast forward a few days later, we have one of those oxygen things. It takes your oxygen level because my mom always struggles to get it up, her oxygen level up to 90. Just for the uninformed, if it's below 90, a lot of people are concerned. The emergency rooms get concerned when your oxygen level is below 90%. So, a few days later, I was having trouble getting her oxygen up past 80. So I called I called my brother and I said, listen, um, she's having trouble. I'm doing all of her treatments and doing all of her inhalers and all of her treatments and all of the things we usually do, and it's getting up to 80. So the day I can't get her up to 80, I mean, it might be that I can't get her up to 80. I'm going to have to call 911 and the paramedics are going to have to come. And since I have COVID, I can't go to the hospital and be an advocate for my mom. So sure enough, the next day, I took the reading on one finger and it was 73. And I said, this is after all the treatments, everything I threw out, the oxygen, the all of the inhaler treatments, the nebulizer, everything. I took her finger and it was 73%. Oh, shoot. That was after everything. And I took it on another finger on the other side. That was 69. I was like, no, no, we can't do that. So I had to actually call the paramedics and tell them what was going on and have them take my mom away. And they put her in the hospital and they gave her high flow oxygen. And this was the one step below, this is the one step before the ventilator. And one thing about my mom, what is she has a, her wishes thing. And one of the things the hospital wishes is do not ventilate. So this was the last thing that they did before ventilate, and they had it right on her instructions, right on her little sheet that do not ventilate was one of the things. So it was, let's say it was a close call. They had her on high level oxygen for 3 days, and after a while she was ready to come home. They weren't going to send her home because I still had COVID. So I had to keep testing and testing and testing every day until I tested negative, and I finally tested negative about probably a day or two after she could have come home. So they were really nice that they kept her in the hospital so that I was COVID free by the time they brought her home. So, anyways, that's what I was going through. Oh, and then after that, my mom, um, it was interesting. It's been an interesting time. They wanted to open up her bile duct more, but since she was on a blood thinner, they couldn't do that. So she just had that operation now had this week, and they want me to watch for pancreatitis. And one thing you know about my mom, and I'm gonna tell you once, tell you again, that she doesn't tell me she's in pain. She just suffers in silence, and it's aggravating. It's the same thing that she was moaning and groaning when she had the first bile duct surgery. She had a stone. She wasn't telling nobody she had a stone. So anyway, but that's what we have for now. So it's been quite the summer. That's on top of me taking care of everybody and working full time. And of course, as you know, um, taking care of an elderly person is a full time job in and of itself. So, and I'll talk to you more about that later. Wee. So, and So that's been the summer. The fall has been interesting too. And I have more to talk to you about that. Oh my God, I have stories. But anyways, I won't bore you. So that's all I have. And I hope this finds you well. Thank you for all your support and all your caring, and thank you for all your good wishes. It really helps in a horrible time. So okay. All right. Have a good one. Prepper for the Ages signing out for now.